How are you?
I'm good considering what's going on. We've had some technical things happening. Let's talk about it.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
We did a staycation for Labor Day weekend at Mount Magazine State Park, 3,000 feet above sea level. And majestic beauty of this park took us away for a second time. Because it was the second time we've been.
Yeah, 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah, 6 years. We'll tell you that backstory. But what you are seeing, this beautiful view in the back on our green screen, is a photo that I took from our balcony in the lodge. Yes, and of in the lodge of Mount Magazine, and this area back here is Paging Valley, and then Paging Mountain is over here. Yeah, and then Mount Nebo is over here. And it was a really beautiful day. And what you can see is we are literally in the clouds. And so that's why it has
especially
that fog
look. Descends,
so very peaceful, something that was much needed. Glad we had a chance to, go and take advantage of this Labor Day weekend. And happy Labor Day to you. I know it'll be over by the time that you see this, but I hope that you had a wonderful Labor Day weekend, which we sure did. One other thing I wanted to mention was this little trail that you see back here is the Mount Magazine Trail that leads to all of the areas like the Sky Cafe or the Eatery, Sky Restaurant, something like that, Sky Crest Restaurant, and the other lodges. So beautifully lit at night, eco-friendly to the environment, just really nice. So if you get a chance, visit Mount Magazine.
And one thing about being that high in the clouds is the wind.
Oh man!
We tried to record this there.
We did,
but the wind kept taking our voices away because we did not come prepared. We brought the wrong microphones.
Left our equipment. Yeah.
So when we listen to the video in post production, we go in, out, in and out, in and out.
We're gonna have to do it again. So we were like,
here we are.
How can we get the same effect? Where are the photos? So
the green screen.
Right. That's what we came up with. So for the second time.
Let me show them some.
Some of our blooper videos.
Pictures. Here's a picture of me looking at you. Ready?
Are we ready? Now it's hot. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's you. Something's going on with your glasses.
Pushing my glasses up because sweat was melting them down.
Yeah, you did look kind of nice. But here you pointing at me, saying when I asked the question, "Who's the best in the world?"
Nah, I don't think that was. But anyway.
And also here's Lauren, where he jumped in.
Yes, we pulled him into it. Speaking of Lauren, he is the reason that we're actually there, because our first trip to Mount Magazine was because we were baby mooning. And most of you know what baby mooning is. It's basically when you are trying to make memories when you're in your close to last trimester of pregnancy, and you want to make memories. So we chose Mount Magazine, and it was the Butterfly Festival during that time. Yeah. Love butterflies everywhere. So it was peaceful, it was beautiful, it was serene, it meant so much. But the butterflies, for me, are symbolic of transformation, change, and that's basically what we were going through in our life with having this new life, which is born. And And so we decided, he turned 6 this year. So we decided, okay, we're going to do a staycation. Let's just go ahead and take him back.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. And that's our staycation.
He can have an out of your body experience.
Yes.
Oh, that was really cool.
An out of my body experience on the mount. And so, so we wanted him to go and enjoy and to see everything. And he did in his own little way, very exploratory situation happening with him. So we're really glad that he had a chance to go out of body. Yeah. So anytime we go, it would be an anniversary type thing to bring him back to the place where we were trying to make memories for his transition into the world.
And you talk about the butterflies being transformation.
Yeah.
We're in a transformation period because it's back to school.
Back to school.
Are transforming from summer to actually being in school. And I am transforming from being just a regular, normal, everyday citizen to being a master's of public service
regular, normal, everyday
candidate at the Clinton School of Public Service.
Yeah.
I'm in week 3 and loving every minute of it.
Mm-hmm.
They actually created graduate school based on what I already do.
Well, I'll just say that I'm very proud of you being able to go and, finish our education and go to the Clinton School of Public Service. I think it's great. I think it adds on to, like you said, what we pretty much already do. Now you're able to get some practical,
filling those holes that I was lacking with practical skills.
Some, what's it called? When you're building like with bricks and we have like
that putty stuff that you fill the holes.
Plastering.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Plastering or
putty.
Masonry, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, you're doing it. So I'm proud, very proud of that, very proud of you of that. And so we're gonna. That's wonderful and amazing. And also, speaking of, what's coming up?
The Roseanne Cash Humanitarian Award. She's going to be given the humanitarian award by Just Communities of Arkansas, JCA.
Yes. So Just Communities of Arkansas is a 50-plus-year-old organization that basically the foundation of it is to make sure there is equity and inclusion in all things, in communities, in academics, in the job workplace, just in all areas, in political, policy. So that's if I could describe it, that's the basic definition. There's a lot of other things, but basic definition. And we are honored to be not only partnering with them, but also facilitators when called upon. And this year, because it had to be sort of put on hold during the summer of resistance in 2020, it was brought back this year to do a humanitarian award, that has been ongoing for years. And so really excited about the honoring of Roseanne Cash, who we've been working with, for about a year, who I think we mentioned in one of our vlogs how we were connected.
Yes. Please go watch that.
Please go watch that. But just a real quick backstory is that we were contacted by her management. Roseanne's roots are pretty much her father's roots are here in Arkansas. What part? Do you remember? Yeah, in the Delta area. And And so with everything, like I said, summer resistance, and even before that, she was doing some work here, and wanted to connect with the organization, and pretty much found our organization, the organization she wanted to work. So it was really a great connection and a match, and had a chance to meet and talk with her via Zoom during the National Day of Racial Healing. Hope you had a chance to be involved with that. It was amazing talk with her and connection there for the first time. And so we're having a chance to honor Roseanne. But speaking of humanitarian, so we're excited about that coming up. That's in October, and we'll have more information about exactly when.
As it gets solidified.
As it gets solidified.
With Jello, you gotta wait for it to solidify.
But this is October. Be looking for it. We'll have something.
And also this year, she's been giving an South State University, and someone else that I know is now a student of South State University.
No, okay, so yeah, that won't be until like next fall sometime. But trying to get you through some things. But yeah, Arkansas State University will definitely plan on that in the fall.
Social work.
Yes, and so social work is, yeah, that's been my unofficial practice, and I would say passion rather, in the work that we do, and I've been doing for a long time, unofficially, never claiming to be a social worker, but just basically the work, the practice. So I figured let's add some paper to it. Some people can look at it. And so yeah, that will help in a lot of ways. Again, getting some of that scaffolding will help, and in the work that we do on a daily basis. So excited about that. But we're talking about humanitarianism and all of those things. The favorite humanitarian
of all time.
Of all time for us. Well, for me, and among others, but one of them among others is
Muhammad Ali. And you hear a drum roll. Our neighbor is playing his radio in the background. So
he is.
So show them
loudly.
Show them your.
Muhammad Ali is.
Where'd you get this book?
So this was a gift from Kwami a year ago, and then there's another one I'll hold up. I'll let you hold this one. But let me tell you about this one first. This one is by Gordon Parks, who is, if you know who Gordon Parks is a very famous photographer. Add to the bone. Yes. So love him. He has a ton of beautiful photos of Muhammad Ali and some, a lot of great information. New photos that I've not seen before, but looking at this book I have. And then this is another one. This photographers, this is a collective of photographers.
Is a rare glimpse into the life of the champ by the photographers of Courier Journal.
Yeah.
Journal.
And
that's the newspaper that was in his hometown.
Yeah, so this one is a group of photographers that did this one, but I have I was gifted these two books by Kwami, and because I just love Muhammad Ali and love what he stands for and his principles and his practice more than anything.
Exuded. 6 principles that we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But you talk about love for Muhammad Ali. I also love Muhammad Ali, And at the same time, I love Kim Burns,
Yeah.
the documentarian. And when you mix those two together, you get Kim Burns doing a documentary on the life of Muhammad Ali. And we're going to see that on Arkansas PBS coming up starting on September the 19th. There'll be a 4-part documentary on the life and the legend who we know as Muhammad Ali. And throughout this 4-part documentary, we're going to expound on the 6 principles that Muhammad Ali lived by. And let's go over those 6 principles. So
the first one is confidence, and it's the belief in oneself, one's abilities, and one's future. And to me, Muhammad Ali was the epitome of confidence.
Yes, he was.
I mean, you know,
he was pretty. He was pretty.
He was pretty. And, you know, he was the greatest of all times, and he did not have a problem with telling you. And I think it in boxing and other areas, and just really being living in the times that he was living in, which is, you know, during the height of the civil rights era and height of all of the issues with, you know, equity, inclusion for Black folks in the communities that they lived in. Him being very confident was a very people were like shocked at his confidence. Like, ooh, like it was almost scary to most people to be so confident during those times where he was one of those overcomers and over achievers, and he didn't mind, you know, saying it. And so confidence was a major thing for him. And I think, you know, confidence wouldn't be anything without you being courageous and brave. And that's what he was. And you can't really have that without having the other to help to back it up. So I really loved his confidence because it was inspiring to a lot of folks of color, you know, because it were tough times. And so you kind of had to have confidence to approach and to sort of live and work through things. So I appreciate it.
His next principle was conviction, a firm belief that gives one the courage, we just talked about courage, to stand behind that belief despite pressure to do otherwise. And, you know, Clarice just spoke to that, so there's not much that I can add to it, but he had so much conviction that he would not stand down from any challenge that was placed in front of him.
And also when you see the documentary, and if you see other documentaries about Muhammad Ali, you will see that he was first, his birth name is Cassius Clay, and he changed his birth name to, well, it was given to him when he came into his conviction, which is his religious practice in the Nation of Islam, to Muhammad Ali. And so he embodied, his conviction was to embody his new representation, who he was as a Black man and also just a human being. And so it takes conviction to be able to do that and to be able to stand in place and have the courage to do what he did. Not only that, like I said, when you watch the film, you'll see a lot of other things that he did in protest and also in advocacy in the community. Dedication, part of the 6, would be the third principle that Ali, core principle that he believed in. And it says the act of devotion, or the act of devoting all of one's energy, effort, and abilities to a certain task. So he definitely did that. He had camps. You know, he created this camp in, I forget where, but it was sort of in a desert area where he had his camp, his training camp that any athlete could come and train, and be a part of that, and was able to get not just trained but have mentorship by him, and he was dedicated in that, and his getting better as an athlete, but his also dedication as a humanitarian and a giver and a person that was very active and dedicating himself to his people.
The next core principle was giving, to present voluntarily without expecting something in return. And for Muhammad Ali, he was a giver. He was a giver to his community. He was a giver to the Nation of Islam. He was a giver to the world. I think that's the thing that when I was growing up, that really had a profound effect on me growing up, and actually watching him in action and seeing some of the things that he did, and hearing all these different stories, him visiting children's hospitals, you know, at the spur of the moment, you know, not even scheduling an appointment, just showing up and talking to young people there, and building lasting relationships with them.
Yeah. Giving was definitely part of that. And it takes, you know, we could use the dedication and giving courage. If you put all of those, you got to remember that he was almost 99% away from his family.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot to do that. And a lot of great people, even though I think we have to start striking balances in our lives when we're doing great things. But the sacrifice was being a giver means that everyone else has access to you. And so sometimes you're away, and you know, and all those things. But the one thing I did see is him being a very, very hands-on father, very hands-on husband, or you know, right, when he was there and he was
dethroned, he took his title away from him.
Yeah.
At the time, he spent a lot of time at home with
his family, very hands-on with his mother and his parents. And so I think, his brother was trained with him. So it was just, like I said, it takes a lot to when you're a giver. Respect was something that Ali demanded. And, you know, the thing is, he demanded it so much that he really didn't have to say anything after he became like who he was, because he could just walk in the room and respect was there. But he started off like, you know, when you see me, you see me. Like when I come in here, all eyes on me type situation. And respect is to esteem for or sense of worth, of the sense of worth or excellence of oneself and others. So he did. He was that individual that he had a sense of worth. He knew who he was, and he didn't mind telling you. He didn't mind joking about it. He didn't mind getting in your face about it. He didn't mind getting brawls about it because he had that going on too. Because people just didn't get his confidence, like we talked about. And so, and they thought it was an arrogant, but it was more so, you kind of have to be this way in order to move, especially in the times that he was in. So, yeah, he did. And yeah, he made you respect him. You couldn't call him Cassius after that, or you couldn't, approaching in just any way. And I really appreciate that. And not just excellence from himself, but he demanded excellence from other people.
Yes.
And he brought that excellence out in other folks, like his teammates or the people that he was with. You know, including his friends Malcolm and his Jim Brown and other, you know, what is the singer? Sam Cooke and all, you know, the people that he was around, he demanded those things. And I think it was innate when they were around him that you felt like, you know,
and the last of his six core principles was spirituality. You already touched on that with his faith and his preference of exhibiting that faith as a member of the Nation of Islam. Spirituality is that sense of awe, reverence, and inner peace inspired by connection to all of creation and are that which is greater than oneself.
Yes, and I happen to think personally that spirituality and of course religion are two different things.
Yes.
However, I think he embodied the level of inner peace.
Yes.
I think he definitely connected to all of creation.
Yes.
He did that flawlessly, and he knew that there was in this life there was something that was greater than himself. So he had in those 6 principles to us, he exhibited, you know, all of those core principles and can really be able to take those and look at his life and be inspired by, you know, be inspired and empowered by those core principles. So I really appreciate and honor Muhammad Ali. And
Yes.
just think that he is the greatest of all time.
So definitely join us starting September the 19th. It will be 4 nights in a row, starting at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Arkansas PBS after the PBS NewsHour. Ken Burns and his rendition of the life of Muhammad Ali. Round 1 will be the greatest, covering his lifespan from 1942 to 1964.
Round 2 will be What's My Name, which will be covering 1964 to 1970.
Round 3 will be The Rivalry, and that's going to be the best part, in my opinion.
Is that the Rumble and the Jones?
Yes,
Okay.
that's The Rivalry, covering the years 1970 to 1974. 1970 to 1974. Okay.
Round 4 will be The Spell Remains from 1974 to 2016 when he passed away. Yeah.
And if you go to the Arkansas PBS website, you'll see all the information there. You'll also see that Ken Burns is doing some special virtual meetings with the public that are free, that if you can't access them live, you can actually access the recordings as well. So everyone, let's all spend September 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd honoring the life and the legacy of Muhammad Ali via Arkansas PBS starting at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time each and every day.
Yes. Don't forget to float like a butterfly.
Sting like a bee. So I think we're out of here. Again, look at this wonderful picture that Ia did. She is actually working towards Clarice. I said Ia. But indeed, but she's working towards her contract with National Geographic magazine. One day she's going to be a contracted photographer for them.
I receive all of the
Too early?
all of the kudos, but
But I just want Arkansas PBS to know that they need to get Chuck Dovish on the phone and let him know that we're coming for him. We've done Mount Magazine and we want to do more of this. We
love Chuck Dovish.
Yeah, we love Chuck Dovish.
Yeah.
He's been on as long as I can remember traveling Arkansas, and now he's exploring Arkansas, and he needs us.
He needs some exploration buddies.
He needs us with him hanging out, and let's see the other side of Arkansas that they don't talk about.
Okay, well, thank you guys.
Thank you.